feel like since we don't work together anymore, these sessions are like, how are things going, man?
Running a lot of lift assists. Lots and lots of lift assists.
Not being on the truck's been kind of nice. I feel like a firefighter again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get to go to fires?
Yeah, we've had not as much as we had that. We were talking yesterday that one summer. I think it was 21 or 22.
On the ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just every month.
That was fantastic.
All you were doing was cutting holes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Basement fire, you were cutting a hole.
Even if I'm on a medical.
Cutting a hole.
Yeah, I've been on more roofs than Santa Claus.
Ooh, yeah, that's a cute joke there.
All right, we're going to start heavy, and then we're going to go light. Okay?
Okay.
A man who opened a store selling heroin and cocaine has died from an overdose. Okay.
Well, you have to. It's kind of like Rachel Ray, right?
What? How is that like Rachel Ray?
She's got open a cooking show, right? And it's very apparent over the years that she's been trying her own product. Probably a little too much.
I like how you're equating a cooking show to a man losing
I'm
his life.
equating the owner host.
I think it just goes back to don't get high on your own supply.
Well, but she probably could eat a little less of her meals, right?
Listen, she's healthy. She's a beautiful woman. You know, she's just doing her thing, and I'm happy for her.
Okay.
All right?
Can you overdose on food?
Yes. Of course you can.
I don't mean like over long term. That's called obesity. Could you overdose? Could you eat yourself to death like in a one sitting?
Obviously, I'm going to have to look this up. Remember that movie?
You can drink too much water and die. You can drown yourself.
Yeah, be hyponatremic.
You'd have to just force, like those bodybuilders, they keep forcing themselves to eat.
Do you remember Seven?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, I think, ate himself to death, didn't he?
I just think I would think that your body would naturally just throw it up.
According to NBC News, a 49-year-old man dies in 2003 after his stomach ruptured due to eating a big meal. Okay, so that happened. These instances are extremely rare. However, they tend to be limited to people with conditions where they lack natural upchuck reflex. So you're right. So if you can't upchuck, this is from the Daily Meal, so you know it's legit.
So I bet you they make like a medication. Well, like, isn't that what, don't we have some medication, like nausea medication that helps with like your upchuck, right?
Wow, you're a great paramedic. Hey, don't we have like this upchuck medication?
What's it called?
Zofran. Come on, man.
Zofran, yeah. What's that? What's the real name of it?
Ondansetron?
Ondansetron.
No, it's not Ondansetron. We're looking it up. Isn't it Ondansetron?
It's not Endastrone. It's Ondansetron.
Wow. You're like
Pretty
the weirdest.
Paramedic, aren't I?
You're the weirdest smart person I've ever met. Because it's this random stuff.
I don't really want to know this stuff, but I know it. All right, so
There were some medics screaming at the
Zofran.
radio.
You'd like overdose on Zofran, right? It keeps that upchuck to a minimum.
Okay.
And then you just eat and gorge yourself. You die?
I mean, apparently this guy in 2003 did that.
All right.
So it can happen. But this is an overdose where somebody passed away. It's very sad. Jerry Martin, 51, opened a store in Vancouver because he wanted to give people access to clean drugs and challenge a Canadian drug law. The man who opened the first store in Canada openly selling tested heroin, cocaine, and meth. So basically, they were providing drugs that had been tested to make sure that they didn't have anything else in them. So that's these addicts could go and use carefully, I guess. Jerry Martin died in Vancouver on Friday, a few days after he was hospitalized due to a suspected fentanyl overdose, according to his partner, Krista Thomas.
Not carrying the one product you needed.
Yeah.
Narcan.
Yeah. Although Martin survived the overdose initially, he remained unresponsive in the hospital, and his family eventually decided to take him off life support. So the majority of this article is talking about how they're trying to change the drug laws in Canada so that they can have these stores that sell tested narcotics. So it seems like in our city that we're going on these Narcan wake-ups every shift at least. And some of them are to the point, like we had one yesterday where this homeboy was just not breathing at all. And I think I have a theory on why they do it, where they do it. So, and anytime I walk into a public restroom, I open the door very slowly because I'm almost assured to have somebody slumped over on the toilet.
Okay.
Okay. The last 4 that I've had, their pants were down and like they were actually utilizing the commode, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if that's like a good time to do it. I thought that opioids stopped you up.
Yeah, I think I knew somebody a few years back that took opioids, like because they had just like uncontrollable diarrhea a lot, just bad bowels, and that's what they used to make it hard shit again.
Nice excuse.
Right. Oh, why are you taking?
Yeah, why are you smoking fentanyl inside?
Oh man, I got diarrhea.
Yeah, I can't.
Too much diarrhea.
Yeah, doctor said I had to.
Yeah.
I think they do it in public
You're probably
places.
right. They were getting it prescribed so they could get high.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I think they do it in public places so that if they do overdose, someone finds them.
There's no consequences anymore.
No, the cops didn't even show up.
No, but there's no consequences. You know, like get bailed out, you get Narcan.
Yeah, but if
Like,
you're doing
a lot of people years ago, right? I lost a friend, and that's what made me stop. You know, now it's like, now you're just there. Hey, I saved his life. I'll save it again next time.
what's the solution?
Stop giving. You have to stop. There has to be consequences, right?
Do you think consequences would make people stop using those drugs?
Some.
Okay. I certainly don't know the answer to it, but it seems like the way we're handling it right now is clearly not working.
It's not.
I have how many opioid deaths in, let's say 2021? That was the last time I could see statistics.
200,000.
107,000
Okay.
just in opioids in the U.S. That's unbelievable. If
How
you,
many of those? I wonder how many of those are actually like prescription or they're illicit drug use. You know, I wonder how many of them are truly accidental, like following a surgery or something.
so we had a patient not too long ago, and it overdose inside his car, and we're on our way to the hospital. We're just jamming, and I was like, "So how long you been on the streets?" He's like, "Oh, just 2 years." And I'm like, "Well, what did you like? How did you start this thing?" And it was from prescription medications after a
Started it.
surgery,
Yeah.
and then blues, as they call them on the streets. Fentanyl is really expensive. This is what this guy's telling me, and it would cost him like $80 to be high for like a few days. And
Waste of life.
so
Seriously.
I agree. I mean, addiction's a pretty complex
I know, but just waste.
thing. But yeah, it's a waste.
Days.
Yeah, wasted life for sure.
Jesus.
But that's when he started using meth, is because it was so much cheaper. But he still wanted to get high. And with meth, you could be for like $20, be like good for the week, according to this dude. It was nuts, man.
It's nuts.
But that's clearly an issue that has been pretty publicized of how this whole thing started. But
I don't think making it more accessible in like large cities, you know, providing needles, providing places to, you know,
so
that's not, I get what they're saying. Well, let's do it in a safe place. Let's not spread disease. Well, like, you're condoning it and you're increasing, and then the numbers show that.
would it be a useful stopgap to help people use in a safe spot?
No.
Would you rather have all of that?
You can't assist people doing something that's bad and say that, oh, we're doing this for your own safety. Like, you can't help them do it.
I'm
I know what you're thinking.
devil's advocate, right? So like,
Can you provide me with can we think of an example where helping someone do something bad has actually solved the problem?
so I don't think what's that quote? There are no solutions. There's only trade-offs. So if you give them a place to do it, then my kid won't walk into a public restroom and see some dude laid out dead with his pants around his ankles, like we've had every shift for the last couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? So like, giving them a place to do it.
So you're going into these calls and you're taking their pants off? I don't get it.
It's that
Every single call you go on like this,
You gotta
pants are off. The
do
ones
it.
I go on, they're just unconscious.
You got to do a trauma assessment. And that's where most of the trauma happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Below the belt?
You didn't know that?
No.
Terrible paramedic.
Didn't know that. I'm okay being a terrible paramedic if that's the case.
Well, spoiler alert, you're good at it. At being a terrible paramedic. Yeah, I don't know, we prescribed all these meds. We got a ton of people hooked on them as a society. And then now it's like, all right, well, what do you do with all these people?
So you got somebody that's suffering from obesity. Do you just keep feeding them large meals? That doesn't work either. That happens, right?
Right.
Like that continues to happen. That's not working.
Right.
I don't think you can assist somebody in doing the wrong thing and hope that it's going to turn into something right. Like I get what they're doing. They're saying, well, let's do it to protect everybody else. But it's just increasing the numbers.
So you can get develop a risk for addiction to opioids just after 3 days of taking prescribed pain relievers. So maybe that could be, like you can only be on these specific pain meds for X amount of time until you need to switch to something else. That could be a way that we could maybe curb some of that, or developing protocols that you can use alternative forms of pain management. But I think the bigger issue is, for the majority, people just want to escape, right? It's the same reason that people are going out and getting drunk every weekend, right? They're looking for an escape. So if we can maybe try and make this world not so ripe with people who would just want to leave it, like
correct the problem before they get to that point of despair.
Yeah, totally. Bringing up their quality of life so they feel like they don't have to do that stuff, or maybe just don't even want to. Like I don't want to mess with that because I have so many good things going. That's my pie in the sky view of that.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking because it probably starts
in
the home and adolescence. It starts in the schools.
Having two parents, like the whole 9 yards.
Yep. Being
healthy, Anyways, that was the downer.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
All right.
We did it. We got through. California captain demoted for fire truck ride at strip club.
All right. Okay.
And we're back. After a bikini-clad woman was driven around the block in a fire truck from a San Jose strip club.
Chief, no one was more surprised than I that this stripper was in the back seat. No idea.
Thought she was part of the crew.
I thought it was a call we were going on.
Yeah, I thought she was part of the crew.
Wow.
The captain was demoted after this. A San Jose fire captain was demoted after firefighters gave a bikini-clad woman in heels a short ride along in a fire engine last year in an incident that was recorded and posted on social media, prompting an internal investigation.
Were you here when we had that that coffee shop in the city? It's called Perky Cups.
Oh yeah,
right. And they're like, do not go there. We don't want to see a fire truck there. Well, I was living in Denver at the time, and along Colfax there was this other same type of thing.
Sure,
girls in bikinis. It's called Hot Chocolate.
That's a great name.
Yeah, pink building, like right in your house. And the Denver fire trucks would drive through there all the time. They just pit stop and.
So we had in a place that I used to work. They didn't pick the medics up from the hospital. So if you rode in, you'd have to get a cab back to the they'd give you a like a homeless voucher. So like basically the ambulances had these.
You know what the solution to that is, right?
Not ride in.
Don't ride in.
Yeah.
Stop riding in.
So
that's another page from my How to Be a Bad Medic book.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. We had these like medical lieutenants, and sometimes if they weren't busy, they'd come pick you up. Or if you had a bad call and they wanted to like kind of debrief you until, before you got back to the firehouse.
Yeah.
And we had this one guy, he was awesome, and he would take you to Bikini Coffee every time he picked you up. And so he might go there like 6-7 times a day.
Oh my God.
And they all knew him by name. And Nick, you're inside a city vehicle with like lights on top and all that stuff like that.
What was that place called?
Bikini Express.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was from a top-down view, right? You have bad optics of a piece of like city vehicle inside what could be deemed as like something that's inappropriate.
Hey, they're citizens though. It's a business owner.
Supporting small business.
Then we can't do inspections there if we can't go there to support the business, right?
But here's the silly reason that
Right. Answer the question,
yes,
Lieutenant.
I agree.
Everybody's fighting for that inspection, the one inspection
Yeah.
everybody wants to do.
They're like, it's a roadside coffee shop.
You guys inspected this 2 months ago. We know.
We're back.
You're on a different schedule.
And we're back. Yeah, we're doing a pre-plan now. It's different.
We might. Anytime something changes here, we got to come re-pre-plan.
But it's like this silly way to improve morale, right? Like you have a bad call, and then automatically you are like levity is brought to the situation. So yeah, it might have some bad optics, but at the same time,
yeah, but the public don't care about that.
no,
I agree. I agree
They
with
want
you.
good people showing up.
No, the public doesn't care. They won't care that it's, bringing levity to the situation, increasing morale. There's always somebody to.
Yeah, but this guy didn't care, man. He's like, I know how
Well,
important.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
just saying
great.
The public,
Totally, they don't care.
You just need somebody to say, we don't care.
Right.
Are they taking them for ride-alongs?
If we didn't do that,
You're buying a cup of coffee.
yeah,
Relax.
yeah, for supporting small business.
Yeah. So you go into Perky Cups, and it was like the size of the coffees were like
Double
ABC,
D, yeah,
double
that's
D.
funny.
Yeah.
Well played. I like nice witty establishment.
Oh yeah.
All right. This was a little bit different, though. This was outside of a strip club. And the video basically shows this gal, she's just working. And they pick her up, and they drive her around the block. And then 2 minutes later, they drop her back off. That's a long
2 minutes is a long time.
It's a long
As
2
we all know,
minutes.
2 minutes is a long time. Every dude knows at some point in their life, 2 minutes is a long time. Okay?
Oh, man. Nothing but class here, man.
All right?
So this lady, sorry.
Everybody's got medical gloves on.
Yeah, exactly. They turn on their emergency lights and they drop this lady off. 8 months after the incident occurred, officials have still released few details about what, if any, disciplinary action was taken. There was a public uproar, and then this captain now got demoted.
To what?
So for having an unauthorized passenger, I don't know what he got demoted to. It doesn't say.
Well, I mean, you pick up anybody else and take them home, probably not getting in trouble. Right?
Yeah.
Citizens on the side of the road and needs a ride, probably not getting in trouble. So
all right, well
clearly-
let's go there then. They got in trouble for having an unauthorized passenger in their vehicle. So,
dude, this isn't even a story. If it's just like a normal person at the grocery store, they give a ride to.
well, I mean,
Just say had a stripper in your fire truck. That's what you're getting demoted for. Unauthorized person.
yeah, make it.
Transportation of unauthorized individual without prior approval. What the fuck are we talking about?
I mean, they had to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, you
No,
can't.
I just like the political wording.
Yeah, because it'll set you up that like, oh, you're setting precedent that
Well,
this is okay.
I mean, I guess that helps if he wants to move jobs or something. It's like, oh yeah, I gave a ride to somebody without getting admin approval.
That's awesome.
Okay.
What do you think was going through that, like the new guy's head in the back?
Oh, well, there's a couple types of new guys, right? There's a new guy that is just real green.
Yeah, in life.
And so he's like, what is going on?
Is this
here?
what we do?
Oh, this is the best job ever.
Yeah.
Then there's one who's probably, like maybe 30s and married and like,
He's like, this is
This-
stupid.
yeah, I might be new here, but
Yeah.
this is not good.
Yeah.
You guys do what you want. Then maybe there's a third one that is completely uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, we have a couple of those.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Where that happens and they're like almost in the corner,
Yeah.
like scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Being filmed, is it?
Well, I bet you there were some pictures and Snapchats taken in that rig. Let's go to some stripper facts.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. I did not do this at work. How many strippers would
When did you do this?
What's that?
When did you do this?
On my free time.
Yeah, really?
Yep.
Free time, huh?
Yep.
At nighttime?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Oh, let's look. What are you looking up?
That's
I'm
when
just looking up some stripper facts.
Listen, Kate, I'm just looking up stuff for work.
Pornhub.com?
I just
What?
It's for work.
There's some facts. Oh, I'm just reading the articles.
I'm just trying to find some statistics.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave me alone for 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
How many strip clubs do you think there are in the U.S. as of 2023?
25,000.
4,000.
Oh, I was way off.
Way off, dude. Way off. But it was a 0.5%
4,000?
increase from 2022.
And how many are in Vegas?
Gotta be a ton, man. What's the worst strip club name you've ever been to? You don't even have to have been to it.
I can't. I mean, I wouldn't. I only know one's locally.
Beavers. It was in Wisconsin. Went up on a fishing trip, and
Hey man, let's go to the Beeve.
small town, Wisconsin, dude. It was exactly what you thought it was. How much do you think a stripper would make an hour? Average. This is average.
$50 an hour.
So this is broken down into top earners, 75th percentile, average, and 25th percentile.
Huh?
So like, what would you say a top earner would?
A top earner?
Yeah,
$200 an hour.
$21 an hour.
No way.
Dude,
They're going to the back room.
no, this is
lap
from.
dances.
If they're putting it on their W-2s, it says.
Yeah, that's
it
the
says
point.
it's
Okay,
21.
so 21 an hour plus another $100 an hour in cash tips.
All right, so let's say we double it. Let's say we double all of this.
Double what?
All the numbers that I have
41?
for their annual salary.
Okay, all right.
All right. Let's just say.
You're telling me a stripper makes 20? No.
Well, we're talking average out of these 4,000.
You told me top.
But I'm saying out of all of these, like if you're the top earner at Beavers, you're not as the same as whatever those, like a Las Vegas one.
Okay.
All right. So the average salary for top earners is $44,000. That's not a lot.
But that's on W-2s.
Let's say it's 80.
I think regularly over our years we've heard from people that know strippers that make $100K or more. They're making six figures.
I think those are outliers. I think those are not your average mom and pop strippers.
It's a lot to expose yourself for.
You don't have that.
Only make 40 grand a year.
You also don't have a long lifespan.
Yeah, your career is limited.
Yeah, absolutely. What would your salary need to be for you to get into that line of work?
Do I have to transition?
No.
You're talking to be a
No,
female
I'm
stripper?
saying you're doing Chippendale style.
I mean, do I have to be good at it?
Don't you want to be good at stuff in your life?
Well, I mean, if I don't have to be good at it, it's like, okay, I could suck at this job, and I'm going to make 200 grand a year.
You'll suck at that job. If you want to make them extra scratch, man. No, like how much would it have to be? Because you're up there for a few minutes, couple songs.
Right. So how many? What's my weekly schedule?
Well, first you're gonna have to start at the bottom, and you're doing Monday afternoon shifts, buffet.
Well, but if I can make the same, I'll take day shifts. Great. You sleep at night. Sleeping at night's huge, Craig.
You know what I love about you, buddy? You're already trying to get yourself to the best shifts out of all this.
Well, wouldn't day shifts be the best?
I mean, not to make money.
Well, but I'm making.
Let's say that you.
I'm making money no matter what.
The perfect schedule and all this. How much would it cost?
Okay, so everything's taken care of, huh? I mean, I'd honestly have to think really hard if it was like 200 grand or more. That's an easy fucking job, dude.
Yeah.
Just taking my clothes off.
I mean,
does that really require much talent?
Oh, you mean it's song choice?
Put a rope in the middle, and I can.
You're gonna use a rope.
I can hang from the rope.
You're naked, and you want to have. You want to use a rope?
I don't know the pole,
dude. You'd have one shift, and your stuff would be so busted. They'd be like, "Go home, man. You're covered in rope burns." Have you seen a new?
No, I'm just gonna do. I'll do some rope climbs and then flip upside down or something.
No one wants to see a man flip upside down. You're the worst stripper ever, dude.
But I'm making $200K.
I guess. What a
That's
sideshow. Oh, God, the male body's so disgusting.
It's getting hot in here,
Yeah,
Greg.
everyone's just, they pay to put your clothes back on. Cover up those burns.
There it is. You're so fucking
You come
bad.
out naked and they throw money at you.
They're like, put it back on. All right, sure, fine. My job's done here. Go home at 4 p.m.
God, put those
Putting
socks
dinner on the
back
table for the family at 6. It's like nothing ever happened.
God, best dad ever.
And I'm getting rides in a fire truck.
Yes,
I'm
you
still
are.
a fireman because they're going to pick me up.
For 2 minutes a shift.
Ooh. I got medical gloves on.
All right. Some more stripper facts. 1 in 3 strippers are truly putting themselves through college. That's actually more than I
agree with
thought.
that. I mean, I'm not. Sorry, that does not surprise me.
No, we actually have a friend of a friend who did exactly that, and now she's a very successful individual.
My high school Spanish teacher did that to get herself through college.
What? So was it like...
I didn't go see her. No, This was before. She was way older, but...
Did she tell you this?
Yeah, she mentioned college, and it wasn't like, hey, this is what I did in college. Like, we were talking about how to pay for college, and
she brought up...
it totally came up in, like, an appropriate way, and it was, like, we kind of had to, like, put a couple pieces together. She really wasn't, like, talking about it, you know. It's like, oh, yeah, I worked at a club, you know, to pay for... through college.
So maybe
like,
she was a cocktail
and it was
waitress.
like, no. It was like, what kind of club? It's like, oh, you know, club up in Boulder. I mean, like serving drinks? Yeah, you could call it that. You know, and put it together. You know?
All right. Good for her.
Yeah.
1 in 10 strippers are married, which
that would create problems.
I would not be okay with that.
Yeah, that would create problems.
All right. What if they were getting $200,000 a year?
Yeah, it would be up to the other person if they're okay with it.
What if they're like, yep, I want to make $200K?
Well, no, I think it'd be up to the spouse to be like, I'm okay with it.
What if your spouse was saying that they wanted to do it and they were?
I'd have to be okay with it.
I'm asking you.
Would I be?
$200,000.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm out. I don't know. There is an amount of money.
There is?
Oh, there's an amount of money.
$2 million, right?
No problem. No.
Get your ass on that stage.
Yeah, honey, I'll grab the glitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be tough, dude. That'd be tough. 1 in 5 female strippers have dated customers. We know some people who have been on the other end of that. And 3 in 4 male strippers have dated their customers. So
that's like
big swing.
Automatic, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
The gigolo, I think is what they're called.
Okay.
There's more than 9 female strippers for every 1 male stripper. No one wants to see a man naked. It's disgusting. We're all gross. Just vile humans.
Then why do I always catch you peeking in the male bathroom when everybody else is going? I mean,
just trying to check out the competition, baby. You know?
Greg, stop. The door's closed.
Go to the bathroom. 89% were raised in religious homes, and 91% are still close to their parents.
Oh man, that's a good stat right there.
So
that's like, you know, like that's like the Catholic schoolgirl that goes on to regular high school,
and she's like, "Oh, there's more. There's more out here."
Yeah.
How long ago do you think the stripping profession started?
200 years ago.
More.
Okay, 500 years.
More.
Okay.
9,000.
They were naked anyways. What do you mean stripping? They weren't wearing even clothes back then.
In Bulgaria and Romania, archaeologists found stripper statuettes over 9,000 years old.
A naked statue? They weren't strippers. That's just how they were.
Thomas, they had clothing back then.
No.
So just no clothes 9,000 years ago.
Straight up. Yeah, nothing. Why would they wear anything? There's no need to wear anything.
They had like civilizations back then, buddy.
No. I mean, fake news.
So let me, here's Tom's theory of evolution. There were dinosaurs, and then there was a big bang. And then, 3,000 years ago, they just showed up, and we started having Starbucks. Is that kind of how your progression of history happened?
No. What's yours?
Well, if you think about this, they found ruins of like very advanced societies 12,000 years ago. So like they clearly had.
Well, you might be right because we were talking about the pyramids and everything. And how did they get everything where they were at? You know, the size of the stones and.
I mean, And it's
Had to be
way
some technology involved.
and it's
right?
way older than we think that it was.
So
So
do you think there was a reset? Do you think?
I think that's that Younger Dryas impact theory, which was whatever 12,000 years ago, or something like that, 11,000 something. And that was another. We've had resets consistently. They found this basically like underground city that was capable of housing 20,000 people. This dude was in his basement and he's like, hey, I'm going to break out this wall because I need like a little bit more space. And he stumbles upon this like underground dwelling
Damn.
that eventually had, from what they think, is like 20,000 people used to live underneath there. They had an aquifer underneath that could basically supply them with fresh water. And then they had points of defense, like ways to defend themselves. So there was clearly people who were living up top trying to get in. So, yeah, I mean, I think we've had resets consistently throughout history.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm on board with that.
And what does every good, well-rounded community need?
Clothes?
Strippers.
Oh.
Yeah. And clothes for them to take
So
off.
you can be a stripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Circle of life, man.
Right.
Circle of life.
That's evolution right there.
Yeah. I want to add a new segment to the show. And it's called, What Are We Doing?
Do we just start off with that each time?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I'm like, what are we doing here? Okay.
Okay, what do you got?
Fraud tip exposes Oregon firefighters using station facilities to wash personal vehicles. What are we doing? Okay. Portland, obviously. Fire and rescue officials say cleaning cars is broadly accepted, but they plan to develop a new policy in basically how that's going to have to occur. All right. Portland firefighters are in the hot seat for frequently using their fire stations as a personal car wash. The city's elected watchdog said Thursday. City Auditor Mary Hull Caballero.
There's going to be nobody that's going to want to be a fireman
It gets worse, man.
in 20, 30 years. Why would you want to be?
So, City Auditor, who I'm sure is a hoot to hang out with, Mary Hull Caballero, said an investigation by her office found members of Portland Fire Rescue had violated rules against personal use of city resources after receiving permission to do so from their bosses. A tip to the city's fraud hotline prompted an initial probe, which began to look at whether an on-duty firefighter last June had been sudsing his own vehicle at the station where he worked. What are we doing?
This is dumb.
So it basically is saying that
Remember when there used to be like lines, like thousands of people signing up for tests? Remember that? There's not going to be anymore.
All right, here's where I find this to be start of crazy town, right?
Okay. It is Portland.
So you're using city resources for personal use, right?
That is
the
personal
problem.
gain.
That is the problem, right? So are you going to say that we can no longer charge our cell phones at work? That's personal. Can we no longer brush our teeth
How do
at
we-
work because we're using city
We
water?
bring in our food, but then we use the kitchen gas, electric to cook the food for us. We pay for the food. So we bring in our own property. So we bring in our own car.
Aren't you
And
using
we use the water.
aren't you using city resources
I have 100%.
for
you
private
are.
use?
Yeah. Well, to cook the food that we bought.
Well, I have a question, Miss Auditor Mary Hull. You ever go to the bathroom at work? That's a city resource you're using for personal use,
That's so true.
right? So now you got to
I
go
think
to.
a lawyer's going to have fun with this.
I just like these firefighters and police, whoever, right? They're working in one of the
The
worst.
city just needs to say, no, we're not going to look into this. No, we're okay with this. No, it's a perk of the job.
Done.
Instead of, I'm going to investigate this and I'm going to enforce. No, we're not. And when the anonymous complaint, which in high likelihood might actually be another firefighter,
Who's just mad?
right? When they finally turn into an adult and put their name on it, then you can tell them to their face, no, we're not looking into this. It's okay.
There's a balance, right? You don't want to have this be like you can use anything at the firehouse all the time. You want to do a complete engine rebuild, like, okay, there's.
Well, I mean, not.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People will.
It takes away.
People will, but like, do the right thing.
Remember when we were Remember when and it's probably still happening, we were landscaping the city's property,
Oh, and
right?
yeah.
Well, is that part of the job description? We're taking care of the city's property, so we're actually taking that. So why can't we wash
See?
our cars?
Again, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
So it's a new segment. Send us some what are you doings.
Nice.
There was a request. We had a request for a show.
What's that?
Ghost stories.
You have a ghost story?
I do.
Okay.
So if you have any and you want us to have them on the show, send us mail at the-tanner.us and we'll put together some creepy stories. We had some good ones at work the other day. The ones that made me have the goosebumps. That happened at our fire stations.
You scream like a girl?
No, man, I got a pretty tough
No,
scream.
you don't.
You want me to do it?
Nope. Keep your hands to yourself, okay?
Hey, if I don't touch, never mind.